Hello, welcome to my channel TechQuest Learning Point. Hope you are all are well. Today I want to discuss the question and answer for the exam DP-900 Part 3, question number 41 to 60. The last episode I discussed on the question number 21 to 40. Okay, let's start. Question number 41. Which type of database contains nodes and edges? Option A, graph. Option B, key value. Option C, columnar. Option D, time series. Answer. The correct option is graph because the graph database stores two types of information, nodes and edges. Edges specify relationships between nodes. Nodes and edges can have properties that provide information about that node or edge, similar to columns in the table. Edges can also have a direction indicating the nature of the relationship. Graph databases can effectively perform queries across the network of nodes and edges and analyze the relationships between entities. Next question, question number 42. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. In a relationship database, each row in a table has dash. Option A different set of columns. Option B, a key value pair. Option C, the same set of columns. Option D, unstructured data. Answer. The correct option is the same set of columns. In relational databases, a row is a data record within a table. Each row, which represents a complete record of specific item data, holds different data within the same structure. A row is occasionally referred to as a tuple. Next question, question number 43. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate options in the answer area. A block of that runs in a database is called dash. Option A stored procedure. Option B, a table. Option C, a view. Option D, an index. Answer. A stored procedure in SQL Server is a group of one or more transact SQL statements or a reference to a Microsoft.NET Framework Common Running Language CLR method. So the correct option is A. Next question, question number 44. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true. Otherwise, select no. Note, each correct selection is worth 1 point. Statement 1. A job that processes sales data once daily is an example of a batch workload. Statement 2. A job that calculates a rolling average temperature reading is an example of a streaming workload. Statement 3. A job that calculates average revenue per product for the last month is an example of a streaming workload. Answer. In the first statement, this job obviously supports the batch processing because batch processing refers to the processing of high volume of data in batch within a specific time span. It processes large volume of data all at once. Batch processing is used when data size is known and finite. It takes a little longer time to process data. In the second statement, it is calculating a rolling average temperature reading. That means it running data processing and it must support streams workload. So this statement is true. In the third statement, it is calculating the revenue per product for the last month. So this is not streaming process. Therefore, this statement is false. Next question, question number 45. Match the types of analytics that can be used to answer the business question. To answer, drag the appropriate analytics type from the column on the left to its question on the right. Each analytics type may be used once, more than once, or not at all. Note, each correct match is worth 1 point. Analytics types: cognitive, diagnostic, descriptive, predictive, prescriptive. Answer. In this question, ask that why the sales increased last month. Here, the appropriate analytics will be diagnostic because the simplest way to define diagnostic analytics is that it answers the question why has happened. In the second scenario, the appropriate analytics will be prescriptive because prescriptive analytics is a combination of data, mathematical models, and various business rules to infer actions to influence future desired outcomes. In the third scenario, the correct option is cognitive analytics. Next question, question number 46. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. In a SQL statement, dash are example of aggregate functions. Option A, from and where. Option B, group by and order by. Option C, join and merge. Option D, max and min. The answer. The correct option is D. An aggregate function performs a calculation on a set of values and returns a single value. Next question, question number 47. To complete the sentence, select the appropriate option in the answer area. Dash presents contents that defined by a query. Option A heap. Option B, a stored procedure. Option C, a view. Option D, an index. Answer. The correct option is C because a view in a relational database is a virtual table made up of data from one or more tables. It's not actually stored in the database as a distinct object, but is instead created dynamically when a query is issued against it. Next question, question number 48. What is the characteristics of batch processing? Option A. The data ingested during batch processing must be processed as soon as the data is received. Option B. Large datasets must be split into batches of less than 1 GB before the data can be processed. Option C. There is a noticeable time delay between ingesting data and obtaining the data processing result. Option D. Batch processing can only process data that is structured. Answer. The correct option is C. Next question. Question number 49. Which type of database is Azure database for PostgreSQL? Option A. Platform as a service PaaS. Option B. Infrastructure as a service IaaS. Option C. Microsoft SQL Server. Option D. On-premises. Answer. The correct option is platform as a service PaaS because Azure database for PostgreSQL is a fully managed enterprise-ready platform service that allows organizations to deploy and manage PostgreSQL databases on the cloud without the need for any infrastructure setup or maintenance. It provides an easy-to-use platform with a wide range of features and capabilities including automated backups, scalability, high availability, and instantaneous performance. Next question, question number 50. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. A dash is a chart of colored rectangles. The size of rectangles represents the relative value of each item. The chart can be hierarchical, displaying data as a set of rectangles nested within the main rectangle. Option A, line chart. Option B, matrix. Option C, scatter. Option D, tree map. Answer. The correct option is tree map because a tree map chart divides the chart area into rectangles that represents the different levels and relative sizes of the data hierarchy. Next question, question number 51. Which storage solution supports access control list ACL at the file and folder level? Option A, Azure Data Lake Storage. Option B, Azure Queue Storage. Option C, Azure Blob Storage. Option D, Azure Cosmos DB. Answer. The correct option is Azure Data Lake Storage, because Azure Data Lake Storage is the storage solution in Azure that supports access control list ACL at the file and folder level. The Azure Data Lake Storage solution supports access control list ACL at the file and folder level to provide organization with enhanced security and control over their data. Next question. Question number 52. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. Dash is responsible for identifying which business rules must be applied to the data of a company. Option A, a data analyst. Option B, a data engineer. Option C, a data scientist. Answer. The correct option is data analyst, because a data analyst's primary skill set revolves around data acquisition, handling, and processing. Next question. Question number 53. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true. Otherwise, select no. Not each correct selection is worth 1 point. Statement 1. Normalizing a database increases the throughput of writing transactions. Statement 2. Analytics systems are more normalized than transactional systems. Statement 3. Normalizing a database results in queries that requires more joins. Answer. Statement 1 is false, because database normalization is the process of restructuring a relational database in accordance with a series of so-called normal forms in order to reduce data redundancy and improve data integrity. Full normalization will generally not improve performance. In fact, it can often make it worse, but it will keep your data duplicate free. In the second statement, analytics streams are deformalized to increase performance. Transactional database systems are normalized to increase data consistency. So, this statement is false. In the third statement, transactional database systems are more normalized and requires more joins. Therefore, this statement is true. Next question. Question number 54. You have a data store that has the structure shown in the following exhibit. Which type of data store is this? Option A, key value. Option B, object data. Option C, graph. Option D, time series. Answer. The correct option is graph, because a graph database stores two types of information: nodes and edges. Edges specify relationships between nodes. Nodes and edges can have properties that provide information about the node or edge, similar to columns in a table. Edges can also have a direction indicating the nature of the relationship. Graph databases can effectively perform queries across the network of nodes and edges and analyze the relationships between entities. Next question. Question number 55. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. A key value data store is optimized for dash. Option A, enforcing constraints. Option B, simple lookups. Option C, table joins. Answer. The correct answer is simple lookups. A key value stores associates each data value with a unique key. Key value stores are highly optimized for applications performing simple lookups, but are less suitable if you need to query data across different key value stores. Next question. Question number 56. Which property of a transactional workload guarantees that each transaction is treated as a single unit that either succeeds completely or fails completely. Option A, atomicity. Option B, isolation. Option C, durability. Option D, consistency. Answer. The correct option atomicity. The purpose of making transactions atomic is to prevent different transactions from interfering with one another. This can only happen if more than one user process is trying to access the database at the same time, as when a server allows several clients to use it concurrently. The simplest way to enforce atomicity is for the DBMS to refuse to start any transaction until the previous one has committed. Next question, question number 57. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. In an infrastructure as a service IaaS instance of Microsoft SQL Server on Azure, you manage the dash that hosts SQL Server. Option A, Elastic Pool. Option B, MySQL Server. Option C, Azure SQL Server. Option D, Virtual Machine. Answer. The correct option is virtual machine because we know that we need to install and configure the virtual machine in an infrastructure as a service IaaS environment on which the Microsoft SQL Server is hosted. SQL Server on Azure VM falls into the industry category infrastructure as a service IaaS and allows you to run SQL Server inside a fully managed virtual machine VM in Azure. Next question, question number 58. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. A JSON document is an example of dash. Option A, graph data. Option B, relational data. Option C, semi-structured data. Option D, unstructured data. Answer. The correct option is semi-structured data. JSON is a semi-structured data format because it does not require a predefined structure. It's a way of representing data in an organized manner, but it does not require that the data be structured in a certain way. Next question, question number 59. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. Varying fields for each entity in a JSON document is an example of dash. Option A, relational data. Option B, semi-structured data. Option C, structured data. Option D, unstructured data. Answer. The correct option is semi-structured data because in some semi-structured data formats such as JSON, datasets are frequently a simple concatenation of the multiple documents. Next question, question number 60. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. Dash natively support the analysis of relationships between entities. Option A, column family databases. Option B, document databases. Option C, graph databases. Option D, key value stores. Answer. The correct option is graph database because a graph database stores two types of information, nodes and edges. Edges specify relationships between nodes. Nodes and edges can have properties that provide information about that node or edge, similar to columns in a table. Edges can also have a direction indicating the nature of the relationship. Graph databases can effectively perform queries across the network of nodes and edges and analyze the relations between entities.